Record of the survivor. After my father died, nothing happened in the house. There was no crying, no commotion, no one collapsing to the floor or screaming in shock. Only the sound disappeared. The small noises that had once filled the house, footsteps, doors opening, the quiet signs that someone was breathing, faded one by one. And the house became a different place. It did not collapse, but it grew much quieter. Too quiet for 5 children to live in, to my mother, who had suddenly become alone. The house looked larger, and that space felt less like comfort and more like a burden. My mother was the first to speak less, not because she had nothing to say, but as if she had learned too quickly that words could not change anything. Days continue to pass, morning still arrive. Meals were prepared, laundry was hung to dry. Life did not stop, it only lost its sound. Within that soundless life, I learned for the first time that silence was not empty. Silence had weight, and that weight lingered in the house for a long time. What remained, where words once were, felt like an unexplainable presence, and even as a child I sensed it clearly. I began to watch people instead of listening to them. Faces spoke first and eyes were faster than sentences. The adults' expressions were always cautious, and that caution was never directed toward me. So I did not ask questions. Questions felt dangerous. They seemed capable of breaking something that was barely holding together. Not asking felt like the best choice a child could make. Around that time, I learned how to enter a room quietly, how to sit without being noticed, how to exist as if I had disappeared without actually leaving. This was not a process of becoming strong, with no explanations and no choices. It was simply the only form of adaptation available to a child. Not to help anyone, but to avoid causing further collapse. It was not that I did not want to act like a child. It was the vague fear that if I did, the adults would suffer more. And so, I carefully reduced my breath. What my father left behind was not words. My memories of him were not even clear. What remained was an empty place, and that place called to me every day from somewhere in the house. I looked at it often, and I tried not to let anyone notice that I was looking. As time passed, I learned something important, that it is possible to live without understanding, and that even without explanation, a day will still come to an end. After my father died, what remained was not understanding. What remained was silence. And within that silence, I learned how to live. There were no stories worth boasting about, and no dramatic scenes, but one thing was certain. I am still here today. This record is not a story about becoming strong. It is a trace of time that refused to disappear.